Okay, we're going to solve exponential equations by taking the common log or the natural log of both sides. This is an alternative to rewriting it as a log. You can always use common log or the natural log. And the nice thing about this is it's already set up for your calculator once you're done. So we're going to start with 6 to the x minus 7 is less than 8. I'm going to take the log. I'll do this one with log. I'll do that one with natural log, especially because it's already e. Log of 6 to the x minus 7 is less than the log of 8. And my product property says my exponent can come out front, so x minus 7 less than log of 8. Oops, forgot the other part of the equation. Hold on a sec. Log 6 less than log of 8. There we go. And then divide by the log of 6. Divide by the log of 6. And we get x minus 7 is less than the log of 8. Divided by the log of 6. And we'll add 7 to both sides. And x is less than the log of 8. Divided by the log of 7. Oops, log of 6 plus 7. And we'll put that into our calculator, remembering our parentheses in the order in which we put it in. That's super important when we're evaluating logs. And after I plug that in my calculator, I get x is less than 8.161. On the next one, we have two e's, so we need to combine them using our exponent rules. So we get e, and we add our exponents to the x plus 1 plus 3x equals 4, which is e to the 4x plus 1 equals 4. And I'm going to take the natural log of both sides. The natural log of e to the 4x plus 1 equals the natural log of 4. And that becomes 4x plus 1 equals ln of 4. So the ln of e to the 4x is just your exponent there. And then minus 1 and divide by 4. So 4x equals ln of 4 minus 1. Divide by 4. And x is just ln of 4 minus 1 all over the 4. Plug that into my calculator. 4 ln. That's the backwards way in the backwards calculators. Minus 1. Oops. And then divide by 4. 4 ln minus 1 divided by 4. And I got 0.09566. 0.95. Oh, no, 966. And our next equation is a little bit more complicated here because we have variables in both exponents, and this is the long problem we worked on in class. So we'll do the log of both sides. The log of 7 to the x minus 1 equals the log of 3 to the x plus 5. My exponent goes out front, so x plus 1 times the log of 7 equals x plus 5 times the log of 3. And then I'm going to distribute my log 7 to both the x and the 1, and my log 3 to both the x and the 5. So I get x log 7 plus 1 log 7 equals x log 3 plus 5 log 3. And now we have some like terms here. We've got x's here, and then we have no variables here. So our goal is to get them on the same side of the equal sign, the red on the same side and the green on the same side. So we're going to subtract x log 3, and we're going to subtract the log of 7. Now, this isn't like variables. The log isn't a variable. It's a function. This is a number. So when I subtract these, I can't just say, oh, x minus x, because it's kind of like the, oh no, sorry. It's kind of like our radicals. The radicands have to be the same, so log 7 has to be the same if I was going to subtract anything. And minus x log 3. So I think that covered it. Let's put in blue what's going to cancel. These cancel and these cancel. And what I have left is x log 7 minus x log 3 equals 5 log 3 minus the log of 7. And then I have an x in common here, so I can factor that out. So I'm going to factor the x out, and I get x times the log of 7 minus the log of 3 equals 5 log 3 minus log 7, divide by log 7 minus log 3 to get x by itself, dividing by log 7 minus log 3, and x equals 5 log 3 minus log of 7 over log of 7 minus log of 3. And that's how you would solve that using the common log. Now this process is exactly the same if you use natural log. It would just say ln everywhere it says log. Now when I plug this in my calculator, I highly recommend evaluating the numerator first, writing that down, and then dividing. I find it's easy to make mistakes when you're trying to put this large of a problem in your calculator. So I'm going to, in my cell phone calculator here, 2.385 minus 7 log 0.845 and 2.385 minus 0.845 is 1.54. And then let's see what the denominator is. Well, 0.845, because that was the log 7 from the numerator. And the log of 3 is 0.477. 0.845 minus 0.477. If you're using cell phone calculator, I highly recommend doing it step by step like this so that you make sure you get that right answer out of there. So 1.54 divided by 0.368. And we get, I'll write it, x equals 4.185, approximately 4.185.